Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned into Distinct Broadcasting Network. It is here where we embrace, equip, and empower the people of God through the Word of God. As always, as before, I am very excited tonight about tonight's broadcast. I'm honored to have two beautiful ladies here inside of the studio with us that's getting ready to give us some very vital information. I'm begging you to stay tuned and listen to the information they're getting ready to get out. As I said it before, this information is very vital. As you already know, we're in the middle of October, and everyone looks at October as Breast Cancer Month, but there's other levels or dimensions of cancer that is affecting us, not just the African American community, but our states, our communities at large. So I want to give these young ladies the opportunity to introduce themselves.
Hello,
Hello.
Dr. Javon. Thank you again for having us. My name is Delphine Ritter. I'm the founder and executive director of the Marlon G. Ritter Foundation for Cancer Research.
Wow.
And good evening, all. I am Yvette Ritter, the finance director of the Marlon G. Ritter Foundation
Okay.
for Cancer.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go by your last names because it's just proper. And I don't know if y'all know it or not, but this is First Lady Ritter, so I'm going to always approach her as First Lady. Because especially when we have two different Ritters here inside the studio. So, First Lady Ritter, do me a favor, would you explain to us, give us a little bit of background, and I know you can definitely go about the background of Pastor Marlon Ritter, excuse me. If you would do us a favor, just give us a little bit of background about him.
Okay, well, first of all, I need to say that we did lose our beloved Pastor Ritter on September the 30th, 2013. So it's been 4 years now that he's gone, and it was difficult to accept the loss of such a wonderful man. He was an awesome man. He would always make you laugh. He'd always have a joke in his pocket, and he would tell it, and if I didn't think it was funny, he would tell the people, oh, Dell didn't think it's funny, but they would always just laugh at his jokes, even if they were funny or not. So he was a very jovial, happy man, a pastor of 9 years at Greater Trinity Missionary Baptist Church in Dania, yay, where I'm still a member. And he has been ministering. He was ministering for 20 years in the community of Dania. So all the churches are very familiar with Pastor Ritter. He was at Bethel Baptist for a number of years. He went to St. Ruth for a number of years, and that's where we met.
At St. Ruth? At
St. Ruth. Well, he actually saw me at St. Ruth, and I was singing in the on the praise team.
Okay.
I was singing the praise team, and he was like, wow. And he said he could tell I didn't have a ring on, from the pulpit. And he said, well, it's not a good idea, to chase women come out of the pulpit. So he knew my church. And so that very next Sunday morning, he came to my church. And we got an opportunity to meet August the 17th. And we stood out in the hot sun and we talked and found out we had a lot in common.
She expressed it, the hot sun, so that y'all know
it was
she
hot.
had to be interested in him if the sun was hot.
Yeah, because he just had this huge smile on his face. He had this big grin on his face that was like contagious.
Okay.
And he said to me, I said, well, I have to go because my girlfriend today's her birthday. And we're having a birthday party. He said, well, does it have to end here? That was his line. He always said he was a smooth operator. He said, does it have to end here? And I said, no. He said, you mean you'll give me your number? So I was like, wow, he really jumped to the conclusion.
Right.
And I gave him my number. I wrote it in the back of his Bible. And it was just destined for us to meet at that point. And from that day on, we talked every day from that day on. It was lovely. Like I said, he has a contagious smile. He always had an uplifting personality.
Right.
He worked with the Broward Sheriff's Office for 25 years. He did retire. He was able to enjoy his retirement for 3 years. But I've had several people come to me and say, that when they were downtown in the jail, that Pastor Ritter would be a light to them, because they would say it's a very dark place when you're incarcerated. So you look for someone to give you some light, give you some hope.
Right.
So he told jokes, he prayed for those people, he took care of the men and women, and he was just a wonderful man. So when you lose somebody like that, it's very, I know we all have loved ones.
Yes.
We all have loved ones. Pastor Ritter was a community person, a neighborhood person. He knew all my neighbors because we moved into the home where I lived, and he knew all my neighbors, and I knew none of them.
So he made sure he just got well acquainted with his surroundings.
Yeah, so it's just the type of guy we're talking about. He's just a wonderful guy, and it felt like we lost him so early. Too early. I know God doesn't make mistakes
At all.
and maybe God wanted us to continue to do this work that we're doing, because once you're affected by cancer, you have it, or a loved one has it, it makes you start looking at life a lot different.
That's absolutely
a lot
right.
different. He was 55 when he passed, 56 when he passed away.
Wow.
And it was short. It was only 6 months that they gave him, and we felt like we had to do something. So the awareness, this being the season of awareness, like you had said, even though this month of October we're focusing on breast cancer, but cancer is affecting us in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely.
In a lot of different areas in our body. So that's the reason why we want to bring out more awareness. We want to do what we can do.
Okay, let me ask you a quick question. I know for a fact, don't worry about it. I know for a fact that we are, like you said, we're focusing on breast cancer. But I want to make sure I put a pin in this, and I want to let the audience know cancer does not wait until October
Amen.
to affect you. So that's the number one reason why we have to remember that it does not matter that they have designated October for Breast Cancer Month or any other month for whatever types of cancer it is. We have to make sure we do what we have to do. Get tested. Make sure you get your routine checkups to make sure you can try to catch it in the beginning, because that's one of the things, and I know we're going to go into this a little bit more, but it's one of the things that, I just want to make sure I plug this in right here. We can't wait. Don't wait for your checkups. Don't wait for your routine checkups. I know myself, just battling certain things in life. I never went to the doctor on the regular, but now you can't stop me from going to the doctor because you want to, and it's sad.
Absolutely.
Women would go to the doctor. Women go to the doctor if they break a nail, But men, we just feel like, it'll be okay, And I'm just being honest because I'm speaking about myself personally.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you find yourself saying, okay, wow, like you just said, he 6 months, So that lingering question that came in my mind was, how long could it have been, that this was running in his system, before, I mean, it's sad, but, wow. Now, what about yourself? I mean, what childhood stories could you give us? Because again, we want to, right, I'm sure.
We don't have that kind of time. But for myself, I mean, not only was he my uncle, and uncle to like 20, probably 30 of us, or a large number of us. He was also dad.
Okay.
Because a lot of us, growing up, we didn't have our fathers in our lives, so my uncle took on that responsibility. Hey, you guys have a dad. You guys have that male role, father figure in your life. So don't burden yourself down.
Right.
But he loved each and every one of his nieces and nephews, his family, period. His mom, he ate her, ate her up for dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That was his girl, his word. He always say, I have another first woman. He would always tell my aunt that, and that's who he was. I mean, Boyd Anderson High School, them Cobras, he loved his high school, his alma mater. Hey, watching Cobra Strike deep. I know we're in charge of territory, but but he loved basketball. He was on the basketball team for Boyd Anderson, so it just, spilled out of him. He was just avid for sports, and not only that, he was a great single dad. I mean, he took on the responsibility of my cousin, whom we lost last year in November.
Wow.
And but he took on that responsibility as a single father, and he did a great job.
Yes.
And I often say, my cousin, he wasn't, doing well himself. So I often think the caregivers, they oftentimes pass before the.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. He fought, when I say he fought for my cousin, he fought like tooth and nails. He wasn't going to stop until he found out what was wrong with his son. And that was the man that my uncle was. He was just our big teddy bear. He was awesome.
Yeah.
He was Uncle Marlon, and there's absolutely, and like you said, God doesn't make mistakes. And I often tell my family, I'm like, you guys realize we lost, not only our Uncle Marlon, we lost our Uncle Trevor, and we lost our grandmother. Those three were like
the
foundation, the staple of the family. If you needed something, and God is a jealous God. If you don't realize that I am God, He'll start taking and removing those things, who we're, who we're, doting on and just loving on and and I'm a true believer of that, and I realized that, because it was 2012, 2013, 2014. I'm like,
wow.
This season here for our family is like, it's like a bittersweet, because it was October, September, October. So this fall season is bittersweet for us.
Okay.
Sweet knowing that they're out of pain and they've gone on to be with the Lord, but just not having them there or here with us is but we couldn't be selfish.
Wow.
God had to do what He had to do.
Yeah. And I wanted to piggyback on something Yvette said about caregivers, because my husband was sick as he was really struggling to take care of his sick son.
Wow.
And so his feeling, even though he was feeling pain, he was going to the doctors, but he just didn't put that much of a focus in on it. And that's another thing we could talk about. Even though he was under doctor's care, the doctors didn't see it.
Okay. As you're getting ready to say about some very important information, I know you said before, we're going to go back a little bit here in regards to the seasons that your family went through, as far as losing the three main important people in your life. And Sister Ritter, First Lady Ritter, what are some things that you wanted to chime in and say in regards to some backdrops about the cancer and anything else that you could go off of to let us know?
Yeah, well, like I said again, I spent many nights in the hospital, not being able to do anything, just being there. And my husband said to me one night, "Don't give up on me."
Wow.
I think that was the last real sentence that he said to me, "Don't give up on me." So I just feel like I want to listen to God. I want to move in the direction that He's sending me, and putting this benefit on creating this foundation, and I'm just God's opening the door, and I'm walking through it. Okay. In my studies, and as I go out, I see people who are affected by the disease all the time. I met a young lady a weekend before last at a memorial cancer awareness event, and I prayed for this lady. Her name is Vanessa. Vanessa, I can't remember her last name now, but she is a young lady that's going through a lot. So I was able to spend time with her. I think that's what God wants me to do. In my readings and my studies, I've been reading about an apologist. An apologist is a person who defends God's word.
Yes.
Because every day you run into people, that don't believe in God, and they challenge you, and they go, well, what about this, and what about that? But Ravi Zacharias is his name, and he's a preacher, apologist for God, and he travels all over the world. And I was just looking at one of his YouTube videos, and he was at a eulogy. So I dug in a little deeper, and he was doing a eulogy for a friend of his by the name of Nabil. And Nabil was just as passionate as he was. A young man, that's 34 years old. And Nabil, he was having a little indigestion. That's it. Thought maybe you ate a little bit too much pasta, too much sauce, and he was taking Tums. And of course they were out of the country somewhere. He didn't go to his doctor right away, but when they did get home, he went to the doctor, and the doctor said that he had stomach cancer. Wow. Now Nabil was 34 years old, married, a young child, just turned a year old. He found out he had cancer earlier in the year, and he passed away September 2017. So something like that needs awareness also.
And you said 34.
34 years old.
Wow.
Indigestion. And you can die in months from this, and that's what happened to Nabil. So we just need to, I want to go back again and say, know your body. Right. Know how you're feeling, because that's one thing that my husband would tell me. He just said, something's just not right. Something's just not right. Even though the doctors were, I'm telling you, you say you go to the doctor all the time. He went to physicals. He went to yearly physicals. So everything is not known. God has created this world, and there's a lot of discoveries that we have not seen. Eyes have not seen,
ears have heard. That's right.
The things that I have prepared, and He's prepared an abundance of things for us. And how do we support that? This is a way to support that. How do what do I do if you're sitting next to your loved one? You don't know what to do. Well, this is a way that you can go to events like cancer awareness. You can go to benefits that are raising money to support cancer research. These are the things that we should do, because you're not a doctor,
right.
You're not a nurse,
right.
You don't work in a laboratory. So this is something that we can do.
I want to go back, because like you said, there's a lot of things that we can do, but it is, and with that I want to say this. Two things jogged my memory and ran across my mind real fast, and that is this. I believe that these type of events are very important, because when a person is affected by a disease or illness as such, we have to remember these people are in pain. These people are, their bodies are not functioning at the same capabilities as they should. So when a person is affected by this, we have to remember they can't work. So if they can't work, how could they afford these doctor bills? How could they afford the nourishment? That's the medication that it's going to take them to fight off these type of illnesses. So when you are incapable of working, no mobility, it's striking you. And now, and let's just be real, the way that a lot of these hospitals and doctors' offices or clinics are set up, if you don't have that money, they don't really, I'm not speaking for all, so let me just put this out there, but a lot of people, it's okay, what insurance you have, and that's the question is like, okay, so if I have Blue Cross Blue Shield, or if I have Aetna insurance, they give you, you go down this corridor, right, but if you don't have one, they kind of put you in a closet over here with 15 other people, and I can tell you, I'm a witness of this, and thank God, I have not been in that level, but I have been served in other kind of capacities, and I witnessed, before when I was going to the hospital with aching pain and, chest hurting and suffering mild heart attacks and strokes, when I did have insurance, it was almost like, okay, well, let us just give you this, an IV, and then, send you home. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well, I've been to the hospital 3-4 times with the things of this nature. So again, I say all that again to say this. if you have insurance or if you have some type of financial support, you know, you get a little bit more care. Yeah, it is. You get a little bit more care. So that's why things of these types of events are very important, because it helps aid and assist people to get the cure or to do the type of research and get the medication that they need. But another thing, I want to go back, because before we got into this particular topic, we was addressing the ones who care.
The caregivers, absolutely.
Yeah, the ones who care about other people that are sick. You know, like you said, it's kind of a cliche, which we seemingly to be right. You know, is the ones who take care of people always the ones that kind of go first. You know, and like you said, First Lady Ritter, it is important that when you seeking about or seeing after someone else, make sure you try to see about yourself, because it's very important. Again, it's vital. It is very, very important that you do so. Now, we don't want to prolong the time. We don't want to hold you very long, especially to our live audience here. What is it that you have planned coming up? Because I'm holding a very important card, a flyer brochure in my hand, and I'm going to make sure for the rest of this week, with all the broadcasts, all the podcasts we're doing through Wise Talk at the school, through Empowerment Talk, through Distinct Broadcast Network, through Distinct Talk, all of our channels, we're going to actually be advertising this event, because this is something that we really want to make sure we get the word out to all of our followers on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, SoundCloud. We're asking you to please, iHeartRadio, hey, get this information out. First Lady Ritter, would you please make sure you make some announcements about this upcoming event?
Very good, very good. Thank you. So again, the name of our event is Bow Ties and Pearls. So, you know, we want you to come out and the men come out and bring your, wear your nicest bow tie, or your most weird or funky, how the kids can say, bow ties. And yes, lit. And women, you know, wear your pearls, you know, around your neck, around your wrist, wear some pearls. And it's not a formal event, but we're saying semi-formal because we want you to, you know, try a little bit,
right,
to look real nice, pretty. And the again, the foundation, the name of the foundation is Marlon G. Ritter Foundation for Cancer Research, and that's what we do. The funds that we're raising, the proceeds that we're raising, are going towards cancer research. I did talk about earlier about how I reached out to Memorial Hospital.
Yes.
And I asked them, I said, can I partner with you? Can I do something with you? Because I want you to help us.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So they said, okay, we will do that. And they found a doctor, a surgeon, that will come and speak to us on the night of the event. And again, the event is going to be at Hagan Park Community Center in Wilton Manors. It's 2020 Wilton Drive, Wilton Manors. And we're asking for a donation of $50. Now, I know a lot of people are very busy, so you can call me. I can give out my phone number and Yvette's phone number. You can call me or Yvette, and we can. We have an Eventbrite page, and we can give you the website. But we accept donations through the website also. We're excited about the format of the event because we changed it a little bit.
Okay.
We have an MC and we have 4 panelists. Our MC is going to be Paula from Sunday Morning Joy.
Wow.
We like to hear that smooth
That's right.
voice.
That's right.
Sunday mornings. So she has found it not robbery to come and be the MC for us that night. So Paula from Sunday Morning Joy, and we have, like I said, 4 panelists. And the first panelist that we have is, we call her Chef Keisha, and she's what we call a naturalist. She says she's not a nutritionist, but she's a naturalist, and she's got a lot to talk about. She's a vegan. She's not trying to turn us vegan, but she's going to tell us the benefits of eating less meat.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
She's going to tell us the benefits of eating natural foods, putting natural things into our life. Because listen, you can't tell me that a lot of the foods that we're eating
Right.
are killing us.
Right.
Okay, a lot of this man-made stuff that we're putting in our bodies.
Absolutely.
Our body doesn't know what to do with it. If man made it, he cannot compete with what God made.
I was never say everything God made was good, but it never said everything man made was good.
It's very good. But man cannot compete with God. So, and Dr. Castellon, he's a memorial doctor, and it says that he's a board-certified doctor specializing in vast areas of radiation oncology. So he's going to have a lot of information for us. And we have a beautiful young lady that I absolutely love. She's a physician. She has her own practice. Her name is Dr. Zunda. And it's fun to say her name, Dr. Zunda. She's going to be on our panel. And you hear a lot of people talking about holistic medicine.
Yes.
Okay? Holistic medicine. We're going to have a doctor to talk to us, Dr. Amadi. She is in Pompano. She's in Pompano, and she has an office there, and I got to meet her a couple of weeks ago. She's a beautiful lady, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about a holistic medicine. So that's what we're doing. Each one of these individuals, they're going to have an opportunity to talk to us a little bit about what they do and what they feel is very important for us to know. And then we'll have a question and answer session, and then we'll have a very nice dinner and socialize a little bit and just just be blessed and go. We're gonna all leave there knowing something. We will learn something from this event.
So it's more important that it's this serving two capacities. First of all, like she said, we're getting a chance to, or like as you said, and for those of you that's following us, as she just told us, we get a chance to mix, mingle, eat, be merry, and get educated all at the same time.
Amen.
As well as some entertainment. So you can't beat it. For the price of $50, you're getting 7 different things for $50. Again, if you cannot make this event, you can please make your donation. Again, this is not going to any cause. This is going to the cause. Okay. As she said before, the Marlon G. Ritter Foundation for Cancer Research has actually partnered with Memorial Healthcare Systems. So that Memorial does not put their stamp of approval on anything that's not worth it. And so with that being said, I want to make sure before we sign off of all of our networks here that I put this information out there again. It is the Bow Ties and Pearls, the Marlon G. Ritter Foundation for Cancer Research fundraiser banquet. This is a banquet which will be taking place October 21st at 5:30. This event again will take place 5:30. The doors will be about to open. 6:30 the event shall be starting, and it will be at Hagen Park Community Center, which is located at 2020 Wilton Drive in Wilton Manors, Florida, where the zip code there is 33305. Again, the address is 2020 Wilton's Drive in Wilton Manors, Florida, where the zip code is 33305. Donations are only $50, and all of the proceeds will go towards the foundation for the research. Again, for more information, please feel free to call Delphine Ritter, which is First Lady Ritter, which is the Executive Director, at 954-401-7198. Again, that number is 954-401-7198. Also, if you don't want to give her a call, you can feel free to give Yvette Ritter a call, which is the niece of Pastor Marlon G. Ritter. You can give her a call. She is also serving in the seat of the financial director, and you can give her a call at 954-270-7468. Again, that number is 954-270-7468. The attire is semi-formal, And please understand that this is a 501c3 organization. So you can get yourself, and you can give a donation, write it off. You know how you do it as a business owner. I know how I do it. So you want to make that donation. Again, all of this will be going towards a great cause. If you want to say anything to wrap it up.
I would like to say one thing. Cancer does not discriminate. It
Absolutely.
has no age limit. And again, it does not discriminate. So young men, women, older men, women, as you know, our pastors now say, seasoned men and women, please go to the doctor and get yourself examined. Don't be afraid, because the not knowing is the scary part.
Absolutely.
Amen.
What about yourself?
And I would just like to say it would just be wonderful to see as many people as we can, but if you can't make it, donations are definitely accepted. This is our 3rd year when we are going to continue to do this.
Right.
I mean, there is no reason to stop. There's no reason to stop, because there's so much to learn. And like you said, this is a $50 that we're asking, and you're going to get, you know, the entertainment. You're going to, you know, get all of this conversation. But this might be something, there might be something that you hear that could save your life.
That's right.
Or somebody that you love, their
Absolutely.
life. Okay?
Absolutely.
And God made us fearfully and wonderfully.
Absolutely.
But He did not make us perfect. There are things that can go on and are going on in our bodies that we need to be aware of and we need to learn about. So, a season of awareness. Please come out and join us.
Again, I'm going to say this as I get ready to wrap this up. The bow ties and pearls, I'm going to keep announcing this because I want to make sure we get the word out. Again, I'm asking that you please make yourself readily available on October 21st, 2017. At the doors shall be getting ready to open around 5:30. However, they will be ready for you around 6 o'clock. So if you're running on my time, 5:30. Again, this is in honor of Marlon G. Ritter, which was a pastor for cancer research fundraiser. And this event is in Banquet, where the attire will be semi-formal. Again, this will take place at Hagen Park Community Center, where the address, again, as we get ready to wrap this up, is 2020 Wilton Drive in Wilton Manors, Florida, where the zip code is 33305. Donations are only $50. Again, I am Minister Javon H. Rembert, and I want to tell you thank you. If you would do us a favor, would you please share this video? If you will please get the word out. Share, like us, hit us up. Do what you have to do, but most importantly, keep First Lady Ritter and her niece in your prayers.
Amen.
And also continue to support this foundation. Amen. May the Lord bless and keep you is our prayer. God bless you, and good night.